Hello everyone, I hope you're doing great. In our last session of our previous series JavaScript for Webers, there was a query regarding how does this catch behaves, right? So in case of, for example, multiple API calls, how does it behave? So I thought of exploring this with you guys. So for example, I have a very simple situation where I have three functions which are nothing but one is for calculating text, another is for total, another is for discount. All are returning a promise, and in all for the timing I'm just resolving them to true. Text calculated, discount calculated, total calculated, right? So I say first I call text. I say if there is an error, you console log that error. If there is everything works fine and text is calculated, you just console log the response, and I see text calculated is coming from here, right? Now instead of that, what I will do is I will say let's now make our another call, right, which is calculate calculate discount, right? So I'm returning that. So that, since that is nothing but a promise, right? Total returns a promise, and then I say if that promise returns an error, again I log that error, right? Or maybe else I just then for the timing I just console log, right, that response. Okay, so nothing fancy. So first text is calculated. If it is calculated, let me also console log the response, first one, so that you don't get confused. Even I also don't get confused, right? So now we see first is text calculated, good, and that returns a promise. If there is an error in that discount promise, it will be caught here, else it returns next, right? Now next I will say that okay, now after I have text, I have a discount, let me now calculate the total. So we return another promise which is cal total, right? And then I, of course, first I will say I will catch the error if case any, right? Or else we just console log the response. Simple, right? Nothing fancy here also, right? These coloring brackets are awesome. You know, they actually help you and showing you clearly which brackets are missed. So we are catching the error of each call, then calling another, catching the error, another call, and then you can see everything is getting calculated. So now, as of now, what we see is everything is being returned true, everything is calculated correctly, right? But let's bring in some errors. For example, if I just say that okay, let this promise fails, total 1. Okay, so now we clearly see that total calculation failed, which means this one was triggered, right, as the code shows, which is perfect, right? Now let's make it true, right? And let's make this false. And if now I run, I say text calculated, then it says discount 1 failed, which is also right. And if I look at the location, so this is where it was done. And if we look at this, where it was caught, there it was caught. You know, this catch is for this discount. Now let me also make it true, right? And maybe then next is we make this the first statement, calculate text is resolved to rejected, and we can see text calculation failed. Where did it fail? It failed at this point, so this is catch is there, right? So this is all, it works perfectly, right? But what I did not like was, do I need these many actually, right? So maybe let's just see if what if we have just 1, right? So I have only 1, and rest all is like these are all calls which are happening, right? First you call text in case there is an issue. I say catch. I think I removed another one, but which is okay. So let's say all I need is calculate text. If it is all successful, you give another call. If it fails, then you come here. If this, let's see how it behaves. Let's first have calculate text as false, right? So now once this thing fails, all I see is there is an error which I can see, text calculation failed, right? So that means which is being logged from this catch, right? So that means this catch is handling promise rejections of calculate text. Okay, very good. So now let's make it true, and let's say discount 1 fails, right? So now wow, we see another error which is discount calculation failed, right? So the moment this thing gets rejected, this is also being handled by this. Very nice, right? And you can see the next calls are not of course done because this has failed. And now if I just say true, and let me now fail the total, so we see this is also being handled. So this is actually a shorter form of what we wrote previously. It is way more shorter, way more concise. So basically catch statement, right? Now it handles all the previous promises. Or maybe let's see if I just introduce another catch here, right? Let's see what happens, right? And maybe I can add something like here first plus, so that we understand in a better way from where the error is coming. And common, let's name it as common, right? So now you can see this, the moment I have calculate total as being false, so this will get rejected, so I can see common error, right? Now let's say now total was okay, the problem was in total calculated this that is not being responded. Let's say the problem was in this one, then we will see common error, discount calculation failed, right? Okay, so now we can clearly see that our discount and total errors are already handled by this. Now let's see if the first step, which is calculate text, if we get an error here, there is a rejection, right? So which catch handles, this one or this one, right? So let's just press save. Can you see first error, right? So this catch is responsible for all the promises which are returned before this, right? But the moment it gets to another catch, right, which is this catch was responsible for all its previous ones. So I hope it clarifies your understandings, it enhances it. Just to summarize again, what we have seen was there are 3 functions, each returning a promise, text, discount, total, and then we basically wrote a raw form, and then we basically wrote a short form to understand how does this, can one catch work for all of them, or you need individual catch for all, right? And we saw that the last catch can cover up everything, which is the previous call, because it flows from inward to outwards. So I hope it makes sense, and now you understand it better. And day after tomorrow we have our SAP UI5 for ABAPers series starting. So I hope you will have done the covered up with the prerequisite, and we'll be basically starting our first session, not session, it's like learning together, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you, thanks for watching.